Hey folks, I've got an exciting plugin to show you guys. I mentioned in my Canary video, the Canary video about Black Rooster Audio and their drum transient designer and all the other cool things that it does. I said to you, look out for these guys because these guys have got some exciting plugins in the pipe. Late 2016, look what hits our shores. We've got ourselves a VLA-2A. Exciting because I've got nothing like this in my arsenal, and now I have. So I think it's something you guys should check out. And I've got a few things set up here for you to just have a look at. I've got 3 instances of this plugin set up so we can hear the tone and we can hear the color and the compression of this LA2A emulation and see how it sounds. I've got a setup for drums and also a setup for vocals, some dynamic instruments, obviously. So let's have a look at what we've got. The first one I'll just play you is the drums dry, and then we'll go from there. Now I'll put on just a low gain. Just tightens it up when it comes back to this one. So now I've got a different version over here. We'll mute that one. Let's go back to this one here. So here we got just a higher gain, similar peak reduction, and this will actually add a little bit more of that tube color into what's going on. I kind of find it just, I'll let you listen to it. Now back to the original, just the dry one. See how it just pulls everything closer together? Now I've got another version for you which might be quite interesting, and I'll compare the one we've just listened to and also one set up for limiting, and just see what you think of that as well. So here's the limited version. This is set up with a similar gain structure and similar peak reduction. Back to just the compression. Limited version. The thing I noticed there immediately is that with the limited version, to me it pulls everything a lot closer, obviously, but it also tightens things up. Dare I say it, in the stereo field, it narrows things down. So it's defined and it's more focused. So there's just 3 ways of looking at the VLA-2A and how it can respond to transients, and depending on what you're actually looking for in regards to the genre that you're in and the feel that you're going for in the drums. And the color that it adds with that gain, it's just something that's there. And it's a little bit of magic that just happens. All right, so let's take a look at what it's going to do on vocals. Right, here's our female vocalist. I've got this set up exactly the same way we did with the drums. I've got the VLA-2A set to compress with a minimal gain and some peak reduction. The second one we'll listen to is compression again, double the gain and some peak reduction. And the third one is set to the same gain and the same peak reduction, but also set to limiting, just so you can hear the difference in how it responds to those. The track itself is dry, there's no EQ on the vocals, and you'll also hear that there is a little bit of mouth noise and things like that, so the track hasn't been cleaned up. But I thought, you know what, that actually might be a good thing to leave in so you can hear what's happening down the bottom end and what's happening up the top end with the compression. So let's listen to the track dry.
You have no right to ask me how I feel.
Okay, and then we'll go for this top one up here.
You have no right to ask me how I feel.
Versus the original.
You have no right to speak to me so kind. I can't go on
So there's quite a bit of dynamics in there. So what we'll do now is we'll take the second one, which is the double the gain, that one there, and similar peak reduction.
You have no right to ask me how I feel.
Versus the lesser gain.
You have no right to speak to me so kind.
Yep, you can even hear the bump from the mic stand. So the third one here, what we'll do is we'll look at the limiting. So that's this one down the bottom. And we'll compare that to the higher gain and the same peak reduction. Let's have a listen.
You have no right to ask me how I feel.
Versus this one.
You have no right to ask me how I feel.
So there you go, 3 ways to look at the same plugin. To me, there's so much versatility in this VLA-2A from Black Rooster Audio. I think it's worthwhile checking out. Head on over to Black Rooster Audio. Go and get the demo. It's a 2-week full trial, so you can get everything you want out of it in that instance before you decide you want to spend your money. And I think it's probably money well worth spent. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching the video, and go back and check out the Canary, also from Black Rooster Audio. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.